He's the most dramatic creature that ever lived. I mean, I don't know, you know, I don't know where he gets it from. Alrighty, y'all. Thank y'all so much for your patience. So I am going to get the Minecraft set up. Perfect. Okay, y'all, it is time for the Minecraft Hangout Hour. Yay! Oh, I have been hard at work, y'all. So even though I haven't been on the live stream, I have been behind the scenes working on this Nether fast transport between the Castle Homestead and the Mushroom Island. So I've been hard at work on that. I haven't been able to finish it, so that's what we're going to be working on tonight, y'all. So let's get started. One more hour until midnight. So here we are in the Nether. We're building this safe path here. So basically, this is a trick that I learned from a YouTuber called JC Plays, where basically you use nether portals to create kind of like a fast transport system. Because apparently in the Nether, all the coordinates are like divided by 8. So everything is like 1/8 the size of what it is in the overworld, so that you can, like, you know, get to different locations faster. So the problem is that the Mushroom Island is all the way at coordinate 9900, and our castle is over at like something like 400 or something like that. So it is like the most far away that it like could possibly be. So we are building this in the Nether to just shorten that distance. Even though it's obviously a very long distance in the Nether, this is still way, way shorter than it would be in the overworld. It's also a direct path, so that's going to make it a lot easier and a lot safer, because we are going to want to transport stuff back and forth from the castle and the Mushroom Island. So, you know, having just like a direct path where we don't have to worry about like fighting stuff on the way, or, you know, worrying about traversing water and all that, is just going to make our lives so much easier. Also, via one of the tips from JC Plays, is I am using basalt right now. So the the fast path is made entirely of basalt, except for these iron rails, which I modified the design and decided to add in the iron rails so that in the parts where we can actually see out into the Nether like this, so that we can still have like some visibility. And I mean, this isn't, you know, this is for aesthetics, so that, you know, we can see out. It's not just, you know, a big long tunnel of nothing, but also because I want to kind of link up safe paths in the Nether, kind of like what we have in the overworld. And I've already created a couple of them, like little staircases leading down to different islands and stuff. So being able to like see out to see where we might want to connect up next is going to be really helpful. But the reason why JC Plays suggested that you use basalt to make your safe path, you know, fast path transport, whatever you want to call it, in the Nether, is because basalt is fireproof. It doesn't catch on fire. And as y'all know, there's just a lot of fire in the Nether. Like, everything's on fire randomly all the time. So having it not catch on fire and not having to deal with fire is really, really awesome. So that is why we are building it out of basalt. And as of right now, I am using smooth basalt. And then for the path, like the actual floor of the path, I used regular basalt. And then in the areas where, you know, we have like walls so that you can't see anything, I'm using the polished basalt for that. So we got the different kinds, and the reason for that was because originally I made the first part of the path out of just this basalt, this smooth basalt. And it was horrible, y'all. Oh my god, it hurt my brain so bad. Going up and down it would have given me an absolute migraine. Like, it's one of those patterns that's just horrible to look at. And having it be like the walls and the floor and the ceiling was just like, Oh my god. Just fry your brain. So I changed it up and I made the path a different pattern. As y'all can see, this is the pattern that normal basalt makes in the Greek mythology resource pack here, which I really like. It's way better than the smooth basalt, which is what we're building with right now. It's really ugly and horrible. And then I used the polished basalt just to kind of break up the pattern, just so that it wasn't just all the same thing, which just makes it easier to look at when you're traversing it. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not at the castle homestead tonight. We are in the Nether, which is like the underworld, basically. Whatever you want to call that place, that's where we're at. And basically we are building a safe path between two areas in our world that are really, really far apart. And being in the Nether, everything here is 1/8 of the overworld, as they call it. So you can like get to places faster by creating these little paths in the Nether. The problem is that the 2 points I'm trying to connect are really, really far away. So the path in the Nether is also really, really far. So it's a big project I've been working on like all week. It's obnoxious and I can't wait to be done with it. We still have a lot of work to do on it. Yeah, the Nether is basically like the underworld sort of place. It's very spooky. It's also like very easy to die in the Nether. Like all the mobs are really aggressive and really overpowered. Like everything just wants to kill you and everything's on fire. The only reason why I'm like not being attacked right now is because I'm in create mode, which means that mobs won't attack me and I can just build stuff basically. I would not be able to like sit here and build this in survival mode because the Nether is just absolutely crazy. There is a piglin on my safe path. Why are you here, sir? This is specifically to keep you out. Okie doke. As I like to say, cursing is the confetti in my sentences. Epic tight pants, that's awesome. I feel like Minecraft must take a lot of patience. It really does. It's funny because Minecraft is a very like instant gratification kind of thing, but it also takes a lot of planning and patience at the same time. And I know that sounds kind of like oxymoron, total opposite, but the reason is because like if I wanted to, I could just, you know, stop working on this Nether path and be like, you know, I don't feel like doing this, and I could just sit down and I could just build anything. Like I could literally just be like, I'm gonna build a house, I'm gonna build a castle, you know, I'm gonna do whatever. And depending on how complicated the thing is you're building, obviously depends on how long it takes, but most things, you know, like simple things on Minecraft really only take like one sitting to finish. And so you get that instant gratification of that. It's like typically, unless you're doing something ridiculously grand, typically you can like finish whatever it is you set out to do in a single sitting, which is that instant gratification that it's like, you know, I can set out to be like, I want to do this, I want to accomplish this, and then you can do it in that sitting, and it, you know, it gives you the feel-good juices, it makes you feel good, you know, it lights your brain up. But it also takes a lot of patience and a lot of planning because, I mean, there's no wrong way to play Minecraft. That's one of the, you know, honestly awesome joys about this game is you can literally do anything. But the typical way to play Minecraft is a lot of people like to like build a base. So whatever that means for you, you know, whether it's a big grand castle or it's a whole village or it's an underground secret cave, you know, whatever it is that, you know, you want your base to be, you know, you got to plan out all the stuff that you want, you know, to be a part of that base. So like, you know, plan, you know, where your bedroom is and what is that going to look like, and plan your farm and what is that going to look like and what kind of stuff are you going to farm, you know, so that you can have food. And then what do you want to accomplish? You know, do you need a lot of weapons? Do you need a lot of like enchanted stuff? Are you more of an explorer? Are you more of a builder? You know, all that kind of stuff. So all of that, you know, determines how you're going to play the game. And you have to, like, you know, kind of plan out stuff. Like, okay, you know, I need to make sure that I have a food source. Okay, I need to make sure I have a safe place that my character can, like, store all their stuff and go to and stuff so that, you know, mobs can't just come and destroy all my stuff. And, you know, that's where the patience and planning, because all of that takes time. And, you know, sometimes it takes planning and that you have to figure out, you know, I call it order of operations. So, like, I wanted to find the Mooshroom Island because I really wanted to have they're called Mooshroom cows. They're adorable. They're little cows, they're red, and they have little mushrooms growing on them. It's the cutest thing ever. I just think they're the cutest thing ever. And I really wanted to build, like, a little, like, Mooshroom cow, like, farm on the Mooshroom Island. That's what my goal is here. That's what I want to do. And I want to do that in survival mode. I don't want to just, you know, build a big grand thing in creative mode this time. So I want to have that challenge of, like, having to get resources and going back and forth and building and all that stuff. And in order to do that, step one was I had to find a Mooshroom Island. And I spent a long time doing that because they are one of the rarest biomes in the game. They're very hard to find. And this is what I was talking about. The Nether's full of fire. There's stuff like this where it's just on fire for no reason. It's a lot in the Nether. And so it was very difficult for me to find a Mooshroom Island. So I had to, like, try to figure out how to find it. And eventually I used this like app that lets you search for biomes in Minecraft, so it's like a separate thing, and I was able to find a Mooshroom Island doing that. But then I still had to find the coordinates where the app told me that the Mooshroom Island was, and I realized just how far away coordinate 9900 is. And when I realized how far away that was, I was like, there's no way that I can build my mushroom farm here, you know, reasonably, and have to travel all the way to coordinate 9900 back and forth a million times building. That's just not going to happen. So then I remembered from the YouTubers that I watched that some of them use these Nether, like, fast path systems like this. And so then I looked up, okay, how do I build that? How does that work? And so then I had to go and find a YouTuber that specifically does, like, tutorials, like, tells you how to do stuff. And now we're on step 3, which is where we're actually building the safe paths. So I can't start doing the thing I wanted to do in the first place, which was build a mushroom cow farm, until I finish this gargantuan, stupid safe path. So once this is finished, I can start to actually do the thing that I wanted to do in the first place, which is why, you know, that's the part of Minecraft that takes planning and patience. Because it's kind of like the idea of even something so simple as, I want to go mining for materials. Well, I can't do that until I get a pickaxe. So first I have to go and get, you know, I have to go punch a tree and get wood and make a crafting table and also get wood for the pickaxe. And then I also need to go and punch some stone so that I can get cobblestone. And then I need to take my wood and my cobblestone and use my crafting table to go make a pickaxe. And then I can go mining. So, you know, I call it the order of operations, that sometimes it's like, I want to do a thing, but there's this list of things that I have to do first before I can even do the thing that I want to do. That's the patience part of it. But I mean, that's also what's fun, is that's the kind of person I am. I'm a very organized person. Even though there's also times in the game and IRL where I'll just be like, we're just gonna do a thing, and then there's no planning involved, and then it's like, oh no, you know, like, hindsight 2020, oh dear, I need this, that, and the other, and I should have done this, that, and the other first. Whoops. And I have examples of doing stuff like that in real life too. I mean, you know, there's only so organized you can humanly be all the time. For instance, I will share with y'all an example of that. So before the pandemic was a thing, I used to, on a regular basis, we're talking like just about every other weekend, I would go to conventions and sell my art and my books there. And when I was just starting out, I did not know all of the details of how to work, you know, as a convention vendor. And one of the things I found out the hard way was that you need to go to the bank and get extra money on hand so that you can make change. So like if somebody buys a book and the book is $10 and they hand you a 20, you don't just sit there and stare at them like an idiot and realize, oh my god, I have no money to make change, which is what I did at my first convention, and I just felt like a freaking genius. It was awesome. So there's an example of me trying to do the most and plan all the things, and then there's still stuff that you realize, oh no, I am not prepared. Part of it is because I have both ADHD and OCD. I have to be organized. Like, it's not a choice. Like, I have to be, and I have to have like a routine. Otherwise, like, my life just falls apart. It just falls into crazy chaos. And then I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. Like, I literally live by my to-do list. And if I don't, then like I just sit here and just have ADHD. I can't focus and I can't get anything done. And I have to be organized with like putting stuff away, and like, you know, everything has its place, and I always have to make sure I put stuff away in the correct place. Otherwise, like, it doesn't exist. My ADHD brain is just like, this thing just magically disappeared. I don't know where it is anymore because it's not in the spot where it's supposed to be, so therefore just poof, out of existence. Like, that really happens. Like, if I like absentmindedly just like leave my phone somewhere where it's not supposed to be, and when I say not supposed to be, I mean like I have designated spots where I normally put my phone, and if it's not in one of those, it's just poof, goodbye, gone forever. Not like actually poof, goodbye, gone forever, but just to my brain, I'm just like, oh no, I don't know where my phone is. It could be on the moon for all I know. When, you know, reasonably it's just like, oh, I left it in the kitchen, or, you know, something. But I have those moments of panic where I'm suddenly like, I don't know where it is, even though I haven't left the house in 3 days. Where could it possibly be? It kind of goes hand in hand, where it's like, I need to be organized in order to like function. And thankfully, that is the bonus side of having OCD, is it helps me be organized. Although sometimes that's a problem, because then I'm organized to the point where I get in a loop and I end up doing tasks that I don't need to be doing instead of things I do need to be doing. Like, you know, we don't need to organize the spice rack for 3 hours. Those are the kind of loops I get on. Stuff like that. Just useless hyper organization that just does not need to happen. So that's the bad side. That, and like, I'm gonna suddenly clean my whole house at 2 in the morning. That's also bad. Epic tight pants. I forget things always. I'll leave to go to work and come back to check the door 3 times because I forget that I locked it. I think it's partially my anxiety. The worse it gets, the worse my memory seems to get, lol. That would be one tidy spice rack, lol. Right. Oh my god, I totally feel you on that. My OCD is mainly, oh my god, I forget what you call it, but it's like checking and lists is what I do. So like, I like to make lists, and I will sometimes get in loops where I'll just make lists and then not actually do anything. And then I check things. So like, when I was in my previous living situation, it was really bad, and I'm glad that I got out of it, but it made my anxiety and my OCD so bad that it was really hard for me to function. And like, I had to do so much checking to make myself feel better that like every night before I went to bed, I had to go in the kitchen and I had to touch all of the burners on the stove. So like all the like, you know, knobs that you turn to turn it on and off, I had to like touch all of them and tell myself that they were, each and every one of them was turned off. And then I had to like go and touch all like, you know, the back door lock and the front door lock and tell myself, yes, they are locked. It is fine. I can go to bed. Nothing is going to happen. Like, that's when it gets really bad with the checking, where like I have to do that. And if I get in a real bad loop, I have to do it more than once. Because my brain will tell me, but is the oven really off? But is the door really locked? I don't think it is. Logical me is like, we already checked 3 times. We know it is. Not logical anxiety brain is like, but what if? Epic tight pants, because you can't trust the lights. That is true. Yeah. That is so true. Epic tight pants. I go to bed and then I text my son and make him check things after I've checked things. I do the same thing. Anxiety for the win. Oh my god. I used to do that. I used to do that with, back when me and Jerfay were roommates. I did that a few times where I knew they were home and I text them and I'm like, is the oven off? I need to know. And they would be like, girl, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Thankfully, I'm in a much better, safer, gooder place now, so my OCD is definitely far, far, far more manageable. There's way less of the crazy happening. And by crazy, I mean the out of control checking and the out of control loops where I just can't function or be a human being. I'm always gonna be a little bit crazy. That's just a given. There's nothing I can do about that. Epic tight pants. The worst is when I worked out of town and my kid would come with me every morning. We would get in the car and I'd immediately be like, did we lock the door? And I'd drive back. He would get so mad. Oh my god. I feel that so, so hard. Oh my god, I do. I used to do that back when I was in high school and I worked at the mall. I would like freak out about, did I lock my car? And I would go back and forth. Like I'd walk like a few steps into the mall and then I'd be like, I don't think I actually locked my car, and walk back out to the parking lot and lock my car. And I would do that like 3 times in a row. And sometimes I'd be late for work because I had to go back and lock my car again. Oh, just the worst. But yeah, my brain is just so convinced. It's like, oh my god, if the door isn't locked, burglars will break into our house. And if the oven isn't off, you know, oh my god, the house is gonna burn down and your precious baby Squishy is gonna be in a burning house and just horrible. Anxiety sucks, y'all. It makes you crazy. It makes you do really, really weird things for really completely ridiculous reasons. Epic tight pants, you are making me feel much more normal with my weirdness, because that is me. Honestly, like, the biggest help that therapy, I almost said therapy has given me is helping me to recognize that it's like, yes, some of the behaviors I do are absolutely bonkers and some of them are like super not okay. But at least I have a reason why I do them. And that really helps with me, you know, like over the years, I've been able to get a way better handle on that stuff. Except for when I'm in, you know, in a really bad situation like I was before. But when I'm in a normal situation, you know, I'm able to say no to that stuff. Like I'm able to say no to my brain and be like, no, we did lock the door. It's fine. No, we did turn off the oven. It's fine. And a big part of that is because I know, you know, my brain does this because I have OCD. This is not normal. It's, you know, most people don't go back and check stuff 8 million times. And knowing that helps me to be like, okay, this is unnecessary. Even though my brain thinks it's necessary, it's not. And that really helps me fight it, to know that, hey, we don't have to live like this. We don't have to do this. Oof. Been writing so much today, y'all. My hands are getting sore. Oh, ow. This is why I hate the Nether. I hate the noises it makes. Oh, and look, there's more fire. Everything in the Nether's just on fire. You know, sometimes we need to have a heavy convo. It's all good. And that's what I was talking about before, that's part of what I do with trying to make this a safe space, is that if, you know, somebody's having a bad day and they just need, you know, somebody to like, you know, listen or, you know, just talk about it for a minute, like I'm down for that. That's totally okay. Like we can get deep. That's okay. Because I am not about the toxic positivity culture. I am not okay with the whole, let's all just be happy and positive 100% of the time. That's crazy. That's not okay. You know, like denying your negative emotions and negative feelings is really toxic and just really bad for everybody. Like this, when I say this is a safe, positive space, I don't mean this is we're all happy 100% of the time here. Like, it's okay. I have bad days. Y'all have bad days. Like, You know, there have been times where I've literally come on here and I'm like, y'all, I'm having a really bad day. And I'm like, you know, I'm gonna tell y'all about my really bad day. Like, you know, that happens sometimes, and it's okay. It is okay to do that sometimes. It's just when people are like that all the time, you know, the opposite, where it's just, you're just being a drag all the time, you know, then that's just as bad as trying to be pretend positive all the time. You know, you need balance. Epic tight pants. Writing is good though. Aw, thank you, dear. I know I keep saying that. I've probably said that like about 10 times tonight. I'm just like, I'm focused. I'm so focused. I'm in the zone, y'all. So we're ahead of schedule. And I love being ahead of schedule. I love it. It is my favorite. So we're talking about hot tea. I am obligated by the community to do a fan clap for y'all. There you go. There's your truth tea clap of the night. I am sorry that Squish never came back. He's basically camped out on my bed right now. He's all comfy cozy, being the most spoiled cat on the face of the planet. But he was here earlier, chilling with us, being adorable. He's my good boy. He is the goodest boy, y'all. I love him so much. I mean, it's kind of hard, like, you know, not to be like, oh, when it comes to Squishy, because he is just literally a giant, fluffy marshmallow that purrs. I mean, he is just the greatest. I love him to bits. Squishy does this hilarious thing where sometimes he'll just like, whatever he's doing, he'll just stop whatever he's doing and then just suddenly like run over to somewhere else and then flop down as like dramatically as possible, and he'll like make a noise too. He'll just be like, oh, and then he'll like stick his little leg up in the air, and then he'll like growl at his foot. He'll like get angry at his foot, and then he'll just like bite the out of it. He's just like, ah! And then he'll just go back to whatever he was doing. Like nothing happened. And I'm just sitting here like, are you okay? Like, what just happened? Oh my god, it's hilarious when he does that. I have yet to be able to catch it on camera. I have not been able to catch it on camera because it's just so sudden that like by the time I even think to get my phone to like videotape it, he's just like gone back to normal. One of these days though, I'm gonna catch him getting mad at his foot, and it's gonna be hilarious. He is the greatest. All cats are the greatest. And so are dogs. I love dogs too. I just don't have one because I'm not here for that kind of responsibility, to be honest. Squishy does the same thing whenever like I go out to literally do anything outside the house. It doesn't matter if I was gone 10 minutes or 10 hours. He's just always like, he's the most dramatic creature that ever lived. I mean, I don't know, you know, I don't know where he gets it from. But he's my very, very dramatic boy. And he acts like the world is ending. He's just like, Mommy, how dare you leave me alone? I was going to die of loneliness. You left me here. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna throw a fit about it and be very dramatic about it and upset and just, oh. I do not like that noise. That's why I don't like the Nether. It makes weird, scary noises. Oh my god. I cannot wait for this project to be done. It's so repetitive. I hate it. I named my druid in World of Warcraft after Meowfurion when he's trying to convince me he's starving. His name is Dramatic Pause, so him. Oh, I love that. Oh my god, yes. When they're just like, I clearly have not been fed in 800 years. How dare you? That was my baby lady. Oh, I miss her so much, y'all. I miss her every day. But she was Princess Dramatic Pants about being fed. Like, she knew the schedule because I fed her 4 times a day because she had an autoimmune disease where her intestines, like, attack themselves. It's called IBD. And so I had to feed her so much because her body just, like, was, like, I could feed her 800 pounds of food and she would still be malnourished. Like, her intestines were so messed up. But she knew, because, like, I had alarms set on my phone, but even still, like, if I was, like, 10 minutes late feeding her. She would just let me have it. She was just like, Mother, I am clearly starving. How dare you not serve me immediately? Yes! Oh, I'm gonna check that out after the live stream, Sally. Oh, I can't wait to see the pictures. Cannot wait to see the baby. Yes! And all y'all, like, absolutely send me pictures of your fur babies. I want to see them. I love to see them. Send me all the pictures. I will look at them. Oh, I love fur babies. I love them so much. Not a fan of human babies, though. I like the fur babies. And it is already a wee bit past midnight, so I think this is a good stopping point. I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Thank y'all so much for all of the amazing support tonight. And we will be replacing the Sims 4 time slot on here with, I'm so excited for this, y'all, a Java server modded Minecraft. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. It's called Funcraft. Like, that's what the actual like mod is called. It's like this huge mod pack. There's lots of mods. It's gonna be super cute. I've never played it before. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. So we're gonna be replacing the Thursday every other night time slot with that. We're still working through Fable 3. Oh, y'all are so fantastic. Oh, love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much again for the support. I'm gonna keep working on this stupid Nether path AFK, and hopefully by Tuesday I will have this done so that we can actually start doing stuff with Mooshroom Island. Oh, y'all are so great. Have a wonderful night.